Guys, in this video, I'm going to show you how to turn a $50,000 investment into $400,000 by investing into Ondo Finance. Now, this video is going to be a little different. Normally, I only do these take profit videos on projects that I buy. However, I do not own and do not ever plan on owning Ondo. Well, I'm not going to say never plan on. It depends on if they make some changes that are favorable to me. And if you want to know my thoughts on Ondo as to why I believe this, we made an in-depth video on our Know What Else YouTube channel. Give it a watch. We went through the team, we went through the tokenomics, we went through the white paper, we went through the product, and we explained exactly why we're not bullish on Ondo. Went through the tokenomics too. That was a big reason. So I'm making this video because I know a lot of people watching are going to buy Ondo. So I decided to make a take profit strategy so that in the event that you do decide that you want to buy it, at least you can watch this video and kind of have a plan as to how to make some profits. Because I do think Ondo will pump. I just think there are more projects that I'm bullish on that I would rather put my money towards. So in this video, we're going to briefly cover what Ondo is. I'm going to show you my take profit strategy on how to turn 50K into 400K. And then at the end, I'm going to cover my yield farming strategy for Ondo and what I would do if I wanted to provide liquidity and accumulate more Ondo. So before we get started, I do have to say this video should not be taken as financial advice. This video is for your education purposes only, as these are my own ideas, perspectives, and research, and it should be treated as such. So without further ado, let's jump straight into the content, starting off with what is Ondo. So Ondo Finance is a protocol that is trying to spearhead the on-chain treasury narrative. They have 3 different funds, and basically they allow you to own their stablecoin, and that stablecoin is backed with treasuries and you get a yield on it. Now, one of the many reasons why I'm not bullish on Ondo is because I'd rather just go direct and buy treasuries. I am a US citizen. That might be different if I wanted to get access to treasury yields and I was a foreign citizen, right? So for a US citizen, you can buy treasuries easily and get the same yield, actually more, because they're taking a fee and the barrier to entry is a little higher. Like you're essentially investing into a hedge fund, you're a limited partner. They basically allow you to deposit stable coins and get a yield, and they have products for yields that are, if you want to generate yield in the short term, mid-term, and long term, and they kind of compare it to managing a treasury for a large institution. And this is kind of who they cater to. Now, the reason why I'm not super bullish on it is because regulation. This is not a regulated US product. So it's like, even though you have to be a foreign citizen to get access to it, if I was a US investor and I wanted to, it will be a lot harder. And the amount of people that are legally allowed to buy this product is extremely small. There are rumors that they're partnered with BlackRock. I don't know if that's 100% true or not. A lot of times in crypto, someone will put a company on their website and say that they're partners when they're not actually partners. This company, Ondo, they're basically buying a fund that BlackRock manages. So you can just go straight to BlackRock as well. Guys, I just wanted to put this excerpt in here. I forgot to put this in there when I was making the video, but another big reason why I'd rather not hold the Ondo stablecoin, even though I can get 5% a year, is because 2 reasons. It's illiquid. Once I hold the stablecoin, I get a yield, but I can't use it in any DeFi applications. So that means, which is my biggest reason, number 2, I can outperform the yield with the regular stablecoin. So instead of holding that one, getting 5%, I can hold USDC. I can stake it on Coinbase and still be able to withdraw it and actually use it. More importantly, I can provide liquidity in DeFi. Like, it's a lot of places where you can do single site staking and get 7 to 14% APR. So you can also use it as collateral to borrow money. You don't pay taxes on borrowed funds, and you can use those borrowed funds to get a yield. So you can do a lot more things with liquid stablecoins like USDC and USDT because you can outperform the yield, and the workload is just the same. You just sit it somewhere, you monitor it just like you would with Ondo. Okay, guys, so that was the soup and salad. Let's jump into the meat and potatoes and go over my take profit strategy and look at some technical analysis, and I'm gonna give you guys an idea as to where I see Ondo going. All right, so Ondo launched their token back in January, and since its inception from bottom to top, right now they are up 361%. All-time high, they were up 524%. Guys, if you watch our video on Pendle that we made back in November, you'd be up over 7x by now. Just saying. If we look here at CoinGecko, you can see that the market cap is already 1.1 billion with a fully diluted valuation of 7.8 billion. So an extremely small portion of Ondo's tokens are on the market right now, and the inflation is pretty heavy. Another reason why I don't like the project, they're number 100. I'm trying to find projects that are not in the top 100 that have a chance of getting the top 50, top 40, top 10 maybe. So now let's look at my take profit strategy. So guys, I made an in-depth video showing you how to master the art of taking profits. You have your price trigger, which is what we're going to cover here. You also have a time-based trigger and you have a trend-based trigger. Watch that video to get more details. But when you're setting up your take profit plan, it's a good idea to have a conservative estimate as to where you see price going, as well as an aggressive estimate, and set up your take profit plan so that even if the conservative isn't hit or if it exceeds the aggressive, you're still able to make some profits. And that's what we have here. So if I were to invest into Ondo, let's say I start at 50K. My conservative estimate for Ondo is that I think they'll reach a $7 billion market cap, and my aggressive estimate is I think they can reach a $20 billion market cap. So now let's look at this. Let's say I start off with 50K. My first take profit level, and the current price is at 80 cents. I start off with 50K. My first take profit level would be when they do a 4X. That would bring the price from 80 cents to $3.20, and it bring the market cap to 4.6 billion. So my 50K would be worth 200K. Immediately, I'm taking off 100K in profits, half. And normally I'm not this aggressive with my take profits, but like I said, I'm not super bullish on Ondo, so I want to take as much cream off the top as I can, so to speak. So I took off half. Now I have 100K in holdings. My second take profits when they do a 2X. Price will go from $3.20 to $6.40, and the market cap will go from 4.6 to 9.3 billion. Now my 100K is 200K again, and I'm going to take off half again. So now I got 200K in profits. My third take profit level is going to be once it does another 2X. And now you notice that we're right under my aggressive estimates. So now I'm going to be even more aggressive with my profit taking strategy. So now the price is going to go from 640 to 12,080 cents. Market cap's, like I said, 18.6 billion. And now my 100K is worth 200K again. At this point, I'm taking off 75%, 150K, and now I have another 150K in profit. So now I have 50K left, and I have $350,000 in profits. So now you just turned $50,000 into $400,000, guys. So now you're probably wondering, like, what do I do with the rest of the profits? Well, my adage is you can't time the top, and the more the market goes up, or the more the price goes up, the closer you're getting to the top, so a higher likelihood it's going to drop. So the more it goes up, the more aggressive I'm going to be in my profit taking, no matter what the asset is. So at this point, every time there is a 25% increase, I'm taking off 50% of my profits. So now that we covered my take profit strategy, let me show you my yield farming strategy on what I would do if I were to go about accumulating Ondo passively. All right, so first I want to go to see where most of the trading is happening. So I see that on the decentralized exchange, most of the trading is happening on Ondo wrapped ETH. So I want to pull up an Ondo wrapped ETH chart. Obviously, they just launched a token. It's been really, really volatile. If I were to provide liquidity in Ondo, normally I would go on builder metrics and back test it, but it doesn't really matter just because price has been extremely volatile, and I want to look ahead on this one. I want to take profits in ETH, so I want to give this thing room to run on the upside. So as Ondo's outperforming ETH, it's taking profits in ETH while I'm also making passive income. And as it gets here, I can even either have another range set up on top of it from like this being the bottom and have another one going up, or I can just keep extending my range so that, you know, as I'm going out of range, I'm constantly extending it, right? And again, this is on ETH mainnet, so you want to make sure you probably have around 20K just so that, you know, if it goes out of range fast and you have to rebalance it, your profits will be more than your gas fees, and it'll make it worth it. And if we go on Uniswap and we look at the ETH Ondo pool, you can see that the TVL is 12.38 million, but the volume is only 4.83 million on the 24 hours. Yesterday, it was 7 million. Day before that, 6.9, 11. These aren't bad. Back down to 5. So, you know, volume hasn't been too crazy, but like I said, in the bull market, we expect volume to go up, because that's what happens in the bull market. People buy tokens, and that increases the volume. So, you know, sometimes you want to back test, but back testing works more so when you're expecting consolidation versus when you expect things to moon, right? So for me personally, though, the TVL in this one is really high already. and the volume's low, there are other projects like my Maple ETH pool is still printing, right? I have not had to rebalance it yet. And the volume exceeds the TVL by a huge multiple pretty much on a daily basis. So even if I were bullish on Ondo, I wouldn't provide liquidity for this pair. I would just provide liquidity in something else like Maple ETH or some of the other pools that we talk about in our private group. And I would take the rewards and I would use it to accumulate Ondo that way instead of doing this. Lastly, guys, if you like this kind of analysis, these opinions that we give on this channel, the research that we do, the passive income strategies that we show, we do have a paid elite community called Know It Owls. Visit our website, knowitowls.xyz. If you're interested in learning these things and learning how to generate passive income like a pro, get access to our buy and sell calls, get access to our professional coaches, and be a part of an elite community where everyone's bringing opportunities to the group, click the link in the description, book a free strategy session. You'll get to talk to me or one of our coaches. We'll see if our program is a good fit for you. If it's not, we're happy to answer any questions you have on the market and point you in the right direction. But with that, I thank you guys so much for tuning in. I love every single one of you watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care and trade safe.